Hi folks, welcome to Home Run Seby. In this video, I will explain the basic rules of baseball. First of all, let me show you what the playing field looks like. Here's what looks like a baseball field. The square here is called the diamond. In this diamond, we find the home plate, the first, second and third base, and the pitching mound as well. This area is called the infield, and all this area is called the outfield. In the outfield, we find the left field, the center field, and the right field. These two lines are called the foul line. All the ball which will go beyond these lines will not count. Baseball is played by two teams of 9 players, so we have 18 players in the game. A full game counts 9 rounds, but the rounds are called innings, so to be more correct, the game is played in 9 innings. And a complete game lasts more or less 3 hours. And at the end of the game, if the teams are at equalities, the game can go beyond the 9th innings. Each innings are divided into 2 parts. The first half is called the top of the inning, and the second half is the bottom of the inning. The team who starts the first half inning as the offensive team will be located as the defensive team in the second half inning. A half inning is completed when 3 players of the offensive team are eliminated. In general, the invited team starts as the offensive team. About the offensive phases, before the game both teams determine an order that will not change among the 9 players. And the goal of the offensive team is to earn some points. The offensive team sends the hitter at bat, and if he hits the ball in the rules of the game, he can reach the first base, then the second and the third base. And when the player reaches the fourth base, the team wins 1 point. Here are the places occupied by the defensive team. Into the infield we find the pitcher whose role is to throw the ball to the catcher, the first baseman, the second and the third baseman. We also find the shortstop. Into the outfield we find the left fielder, the center fielder and the right fielder. The role of the pitcher is throwing the ball to his catcher in a way that the batter can't hit the ball, and for that he can throw the ball in different ways, like fastball, curveball, knuckleball, etc. The role of the defensive team is to catch the ball, if possible before it hits the ground. If the ball hits the ground, they can prevent the opposite team's player from reaching the base by blocking his passage. For that, one of the 3 basemen need to receive the ball before the arrival of the opposite team's player. And now that you know that, how baseball game look like. The game begins when the first batter is on the home plate ready to hit the ball. His goal is to hit the ball as far as possible so that no player of the opposite team can catch it. Once he hits the ball, he must reach one of the 4 bases. When he is on a base, he can stop and wait for the next player who must hit the ball, and he must be ready to run to the following bases. Once he's done a full turn, he scores a point. On each base we find an opposite team player. If one of them has the ball before the arrival of the hitter is eliminated because he arrives too late. Any defensive player with the ball in the glove can eliminate an offensive player who runs between 2 bases just by touching him. If one defensive player catches the ball before this one hits the ground, the hitter is directly eliminated, but just for that half inning. When the hitter misses the ball and this one ends up into the glove of the catcher, we call that a strike. After 3 strikes, it's a strikeout. The hitter is eliminated for the half inning and he is replaced by another hitter. If the hitter hits the ball beyond the foul line, it's a strike. If he sends the ball out of the park or directly in the stands, he can cross the 4 bases quietly, and this is called a home run, and he marks a point. It's better when there are already players on the bases because it's a point per player who returns to the home plate. If each base is occupied, a home run can bring 4 points. If the pitcher wants to make a strike on the hitter, he must pay attention to throw the ball in the strike zone. The strike zone is an imaginary box that, according to the rules, is the width of home plate and extends from the knees to the bottom of the hitter's chest. Any ball that passes through the strike zone without being touched by the batter is a strike. Every ball throwing outside the strike zone are called balls. When it arrives, you can hear the umpire screaming the word balls. If the pitcher throws the ball 4 times in a row outside of the strike zone, the batter can walk on the first base. The batter can decide to not hit the ball if he feels that the ball will go outside the strike zone. If he touches the ball while this one is out of the strike zone and he misses his hit, he will receive a strike. Once 3 players are eliminated, it's the end of the half inning. The defensive team becomes the offensive team and conversely for the other team in the next half inning. And that's it. You know the basic rules of baseball. Of course the game is more complex than that, but we will come back to it in a next video. Don't hesitate to let me a comment in the commentary box below. Please subscribe if you want to see more videos about baseball, and thanks to watch this video. It was Home Run Seby. See ya!